So these brushes are dirty and I am going to show you how I clean them. It's really easy. You only need a few things. I have this, it's like a thick terry towel cloth. It's like 2 or 3 layers. It's kind of spongy and it's just serged together on the edges. I have another one that I use that's just a couple layers of crocheted dishcloth thick. And then I have just the bottom of my sink covered in water with just a little bit of dish soap in there. At the beginning, I usually start with dish soap right on my rag and I make it kind of suds up. And then you need, obviously, some dish soap. And you need your brushes and some paper towel. The paper towel is just that you have something white that you can check and make sure that the water coming out of your brushes when they're clean is actually clean and not still green or blue or red or whatever color you painted last. And then you need your green scrubby from your kit. Those are the only things that you'll need. The Master Brush Conditioner is great, but it only needs to be used about once a month just to keep the brushes in good shape. So I'm starting, my brushes are all in this big jug here. And there's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of water in the bottom that I put in when I got home from the event last night. And I just put a little bit of dish soap in there and kind of swished it around and I let them soak overnight. And now I'm going to clean them. So I generally do it in pairs and I would do all of my Toms and then all of my Harrys and all of my Dicks just to keep them separate. So you just, like you're painting on your rag in the bottom of your sink. It's a little bit splashy. Your hands are going to get sudsy. It's just the way it works. And you just do that until there's no more paint coming out of the bristles on your rag. I usually check it on the palm of my hand. You can usually tell if they're not clean when they touch your hand. And then you use your green scrubby to get all of that gross, dry, gunky paint off of the handles. You don't have to push hard, just a little bit of pressure. Otherwise you'll take the finish off your brushes. Make sure you do the little metal gaskets too. Then give them a rinse. Shake most of the water out of them and then just touch them to your paper towel to make sure, like the brushes look blue, but on the paper towel, it's nice clear water. So those brushes are now clean. So then you just press the water out with your thumb and forefinger. And that reshapes the head of the brush. And then you just lay them flat to dry. So I'm going to do the other 2 Harrys and then the 2 Dicks, and then that'll be it. I don't think you need to see me clean an entire set of brushes. So the Harrys had quite a lot of black paint in the bristles. This is a fairly new brush set, so it comes out quite easily. As the brushes get older, they do stain, and it's harder to tell whether or not they're clean. But these ones, it's pretty easy. I was able to get most of that out. And I should be able to get all of the paint off of the handles and the gaskets. And no black paint. Well, maybe a little in this one. We'll do that one again. That's better. Find a new spot. Yeah, that's better. And then last but not least, little Dick. Give him a good scrub. Looks pretty good. You don't want to push too hard on the little Dicks. You don't want to bend the bristles any more than they curl on their own. That's part of why it's really important to lay them flat to dry, and that you don't want to leave them soaking for like days because the weight of the brush handle will bend those tips. So the reshaping process is pretty important. And again, you just pinch at the bristles, your thumb and forefinger to make that happen, and then just make sure that you lay them flat to dry. So that's it. So my previously filthy brushes are now nice and sparkly white with just a tiny hint of green, but that's pretty normal. So they're only going to get worse as time goes on, but they are clean and they don't leave any color behind on my paper towel, which means they won't leave any color on our guests' canvases when they're next used. So there you go.